Hello, everybody. Oh, man, can you feel it? Can you feel that in the air? Can you smell it? The ground is trembling. It is E3. We started this show in January of 2014. We have yet to approach an E3 with this show going. I'm feeling it, and I'm super excited to do this show. My name is Brandon Jones, and man, I know everyone is strapped for time this week, but if you have 22 minutes, let's all go to the trailers. I'm joined by Mr. Ryan Stevens.
Thank you.
And Mr. Kyle Bosman.
Hi, everybody.
And I considered 50 trailers for this episode.
Holy
50 trailers.
Wow.
Came out since this Monday, leading up to E3. Lots of really exciting stuff. We really don't have time to get through a lot of it, but I just want to point out, I don't know if you guys have noted this before, viewers of the show, but in the intro, I show a bunch of different random games and a bunch of different random trailers that we don't talk about, and all of those are also released that week. So if you see something randomly come up and you wonder, like, wow, I wonder where you pulled that from, it was from trailers that came out this week. So everything that you're looking at right now, and I will take a little bit more time just to pause for emphasis that all of the games you're looking at were announced this week or we saw new footage of this week. So.
And I know we're strapped for time, but it is always, I just want to make a quick note, it's really always cool like that week before E3 when people are like, fuck it, let's drop some trailers, you know, and they're good trailers.
Yeah. Fuck it is definitely the word, Ryan, of the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 awesome trailers. I know I'm going to disappoint somebody with, you didn't mention that. I mean, we did have to focus on 3 specifically, so I thought these 3 were the most conversational pieces.
It's written into our bylaws.
Yeah.
3 trailers only.
Okay, I admit I have to have a bias for this trailer because I love gothic horror. I've never really been a huge fan of Crysis because it looked like just another action game. I know it wasn't, but it's just a lot of action first-person shooters to play. And so I never really invested time in that, but I'm certainly going to play this. And I brought it up because it was a game announcement and not just a sequel announcement, something like Forza Horizon 2 or another Mortal Kombat, but this is a brand new franchise and a teaser that's done CG or maybe in-game, but I trust Crytek, so it's not something we're like, well, it won't look like this. I'm sure it'll look pretty darn good, whatever it looks like. So what do we think about this reveal?
The dialogue spoken, I think, is crazy, huh? Yep, we're hunters. I think that's the only, dialogue.
Crazy, huh? Hunt. That's what we do.
Brandon, I don't like that.
Does it need any dialogue at all?
Probably didn't. Weird that they had to go out and do that. Funny that, this guy's last name is Hunter, too. I guess cute. Brandon, I'm not so into this trailer.
I like this trailer.
It is at least...
The flayed guy in the window?
It's advertising a video game. Do you know what I mean? It is clearly this is not a real thing that would even happen in this world where these things are real. They're all walking in this one direction. It looks like a scenario of a game you want to go play, which shouldn't be a detractor. It's very staged. It's all very stagey, and, doesn't match that vibe of why are you adding VO and why am I caring about a gravestone?
The VO, yes. I think the staginess of it, I just get this game's vibe. I totally understand it. It's like, okay, it will be kind of serious, but not as serious as something like Diablo. It's Crytek, so they're going to play up it's cool, the things you can do as one of these characters, not because it fits into the lore of this world, but because games are cool and it's fun and shooters are fun. So
sure.
Jump around. And such an interesting step, I think, from them to move from soldiers and tanks to goblins and lizards and skeletons.
What was the other Crytek teaser we watched before? I can't even remember what it was called, with the little Red Riding Hood.
Arena
of Fate.
Yeah, which I thought was really poor. I like how this is constructed, that giant, this is one camera suite, pretty much, just that giant pullback. We're seeing a lot of variety. They're trying to really get a lot across in a little bit of time. And even though this is probably a free-to-play game, because all of Crytek said all of their first-party games are going to be free-to-play, I'm definitely interested. I like the look. They know actually how to use their engine, so I know it's going to probably be a cool-looking game. And like you said, this kind of, the gothic side of horror is often kind of ignored, or it's kind of a little, it's a little goofy. It's still a little goofy here, I think. But I also kind of like the mix between, we see all the, the shambling darkness things and the weird Minotaur dude and crap. And then you see the hunters, and they kind of got their outfits, it's very the period piece thing. And I kind of like that kind of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I think when this trailer ends, you want to be one of those people, and you want to jump down that hill and start shooting. I just if we're talking about this type of game, I think Left 4 Dead trailers are always better than what was just presented for Hunt.
The writing is better. The characters are better. Yeah,
right.
The cockiness that comes from the VO is not very attractive. Like I was saying, the just the general tone of all of these things roaming out into one cemetery at the same time. You look in the back right at the end, and there's some guy with a huge tail that walks by in the transition later. You're just like, what the heck? Who? Why are they getting this fight? And why are they just standing there watching it? It does have a little bit of silliness about it, which I think fits it really well. And the voiceover, just takes it a little bit too far.
I also like the kind of Baroque subtitle Like, remember the second James Bond movie, or the latest one, like Quantum of Solace? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And this is, what is this? Horrors of a Gilded Age or something like that. I like that kind of stuff. We're going to go hunt, you know, there's some Gilded, like Mark Twain's going to show up, and, you know, Huckleberry Finn. We're going to whitewash the walls.
I also like that they're not steampunk, they're just old school. You know, like they're period. They're not period awesome. Like they don't have machine guns and stuff. They have crossbows and
Sure.
The tail is a little dorky.
I'll say one last thing, and then I will not subject people to watching this teaser 5 more times. I also like the comment on detail, which is not necessarily something you see in horror games. Like, there are not many good horror games released, and a lot of the horror games that are released are good because they're made by really small studios. So you have people that are making interesting experiments in first person and Outlast, stuff like that have lots of interesting ideas, have some really great music or sound effects, but just don't look all that great. And I think this trailer is an interesting comment to, this is going to be a horror game that is going to be one of the best looking visual games, period. And it's kind of the promise that we got with The Order 1886, is that it was going to be something a little darker, kind of like Alan Wake, you know, that actually will be known for its visual fidelity. And so it's interesting that Crytek, with the focus on the tombstone in the beginning, and then you come out of this tiny room into this large expanse, and so it's like, even this tiny little crypt will have a ton of detail. It'll be worth going into places like this to read tombstones, to see these little details that we're going to put into the world. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping. That's the message I got from this.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's actually a fun trailer to watch over and over and over. This one I don't mind. There's a new thing to see every time.
And maybe, yeah, that's... okay, so I want to retract the score that I gave. I feel real bad about Battlecry. Battlecry's clearly like a 7.2. I gave that an 8.1. And I was thinking about... I wasn't sure if I was going to get into the 8s with this one.
Yeah.
I'm a sap. I'll give it an 8, just because I love Gothic horror. I actually got excited. I did watch this 2 or 3 times.
Huh.
I think this is
Now
a
you
total...
watched it like 20 times.
I really do think this is an 8 trailer. It really does, I think, show fun. It presents a game that you want to play. It just doesn't go to that upper level of like what a video game trailer can be. 8.2.
8.4. I mean, this is a tease, and this is what I feel like a tease should be, especially like a CG tease. It's getting me interested. They're showing a lot of things. It's creating a vibe, and I just hope it's not going to be like a card game or something like that, right?
No, I think they promised like 4.
I'm just...
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They're holding projectile weapons in their hands. I have a feeling it'll be a shooter.
Economic sim.
All right, now to talk about some controversy. We got this trailer before anything else. This is the first trailer I saw all week, and I knew I wanted to talk about it. I initially didn't really feel bad about this trailer, and then
I'm hyped at this moment.
everywhere I go, everyone tells me another reason why I should hate this trailer. I did not put it in the show because I think it is one of the best trailers of the week, but I just really wanted to talk about it. And the three of us haven't really talked about it. We talked about it on GT Time a little bit yesterday, so I don't want to rehash that.
I think it's one of the biggest trailers of the week for sure.
Mr. Stevens, curious to see what you think about Mortal Kombat X.
I saw this with no other knowledge. I mean, Boone had been teasing this stuff, and I came out of this going, was this an engine? And then obviously I found out later that it wasn't. Obviously it's representative, but I just feel like it's kind of like a little lackluster, which seems a little weird. Like, this is almost like a tease, like really long. It's like, hey, we're seeing 2 characters, or almost sprite swaps again. I was surprised by some of the violence at this point of the marketing campaign. But I think obviously its biggest thing is it delivered that a new Mortal Kombat's coming, and I guess you can take some stuff out of it. Like, I know people were talking about counters or parries or something. I'm not super into Mortal Kombat as a fighting game. I just want to watch the fatalities.
Well, there's the flip on the branch. He removes the branch, uses it as a weapon. Some stuff they did with the DC universe a little bit.
It's a little lackluster. But I don't think it's poor. I know some people are saying like this is like the Antichrist of trailers, but I wouldn't go that far. But maybe a little disappointing after the initial fervor of like a new Mortal Kombat's coming out.
Damiani talked about the music yesterday on GT Time.
Oh God, I forgot. Yeah.
A lot of people, I've actually heard more than one person say this, which is fascinating, but people thought they had like an ad in another browser window open or something, that they were like, oh, let me shut that off and get back to my Mortal Kombat trailer.
Yeah, it's hard to explain to people watching this show, but it's a song that just completely doesn't go with what we're watching.
I won't. Okay. I mean, this is E3, baby. There's time to... I'll take the time so you can hear.
Sure.
I'ma tell you that you're not my competition. I'ma always win. Throw me in and I'm going in. I ain't running. I'ma come and tell you anyone can get to talk about it because I really live it.
Because it is. It's a bad choice. And in the comments, people are just like, oh, rap is bad. Rap's not bad. There is good rap. There is a good rap song you could have put in this music
And I don't
video.
think rap and Mortal Kombat are like so weird together.
Right.
You know? And I don't know. It's a question of how serious you should take Mortal Kombat. This is how serious Ed Boon's taking X.
Yeah.
Like, this is what that means to him. That literally it's good enough to just like, hey guys, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
you know?
then don't pick Wiz Khalifa, man.
Right.
I'm still burned by their choice, by the song selection.
But I think initially it doesn't anger me that the Mortal Kombat trailer. You know what would anger me if it was literally like Sub-Zero in a forest meditating, and then he like opens his eyes and the forest becomes ice, and there's a logo. You're like, what? No, show people fighting. And so I got excited initially when it's like, oh, here we go. They're just they just show up and they're just kicking ass and they're getting right into it.
I think it's super cheap to go back consistently to this 2D perspective that we're used to watching a Mortal Kombat fight from, and then have this be CG. Like, that's straight up wrong. You shouldn't do that, because it makes us think it is gameplay, and only like 2014 that shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Well, there's also this who's next thing, and it's like fighting games are a lot about their roster. Even like, I mean, people will argue about mechanics and balance and stuff, but in the end, like pre-release, that's what people care about. And I don't know, they could have, with that who's next, there could have been a tease, a silhouette, a shadow, a line. I feel like it was a missed opportunity. Because it's like, did anyone think these two characters weren't going to be in the game?
Sure.
Right.
Well, actually, at the end of the last Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero's a robot. So, never
Canon.
mind. What am I doing? Okay, just move along. He could still be a robot here, I guess. No, he's...
So yeah, I think so. Major faults are CG was a mistake unless you're going to do something to really be like, oh, okay, well that's clearly CG. You know, to really ride that line and confuse us.
Yeah.
Especially with the new generation, it's kind of something we were hoping we were past. Poor song choice. It is nice we get like some little hints at gameplay. Like they do have that. It does force you to pay attention if you are a fan of the series.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Scorpion's
see
got
what's-
some new moves.
See,
Yeah.
see what's wrong, see what's different. It's fun, and I have happy memories from it because it kicked off a great week of E3, so I can't score it any lower than a 7. I think it's pretty average, but I don't know if any of you guys dislike it more than that.
Oh yeah, like I'm strongly opposed to this trailer. I am hyped for the game despite the trailer. I'm angry this trailer exists. I can't believe that they go to this 2D like it's fake gameplay. 3!
6.8. I mean, it's got some missteps, but in the end, it still kind of delivers the message, and it doesn't do it completely poorly.
And it's, I don't know, to me, it's Mortal Kombat. It's not something like Bioshock or something like Assassin's Creed or God of War. That it's like that first thing better have some lore, better make sense, better really pitch what it is. It's like we're back. That's all you need to know for right now. We're doing more Mortal Kombat. So, but good point, Kyle. I'm glad you're here. I'm sure you and I, Ryan. I'm sure everyone in the comments and everybody watching the show is going to score it way less than that. But there it is. Oh yeah, and now it's time for some goodness. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I get excited about E3.
This trailer,
Because
dude.
you can get trailers that you forget where you are. You forget what your name is when the trailer's over. It's just like, oh man, I cannot describe. This is the first trailer I can remember in a really long time where I had to go to Daniel Bloodworth or the person who was most closely associated to this game, point out a shot and say, there's no way in hell that's gameplay. And he said, yeah, no, that was him on the ocean on that tiny little boat with the waves all crashing around him. I was like, that's the loading screen, or maybe in-engine, but you're not controlling that boat. And he's like,
Well, actually, you are.
Yeah, this is mind-blowing. You got, Tywin Lannister's in this? What more do you want? Fantastic.
So I have one nitpick.
What?
This trailer is a lot better than last year's trailer, but it is not so dissimilar from last year's trailer, which was a lot of environmental shots and some of like fighting the wolves and stuff
I
like
see
that.
some of the same scenes. One we're looking at now with the village burning.
I also think the latter half of this trailer is way better than the first half, and I know we're talking about like 2.5 minutes. At this point, with what people have seen, what's been talked about, and I think this is going to be remedied very soon, I really wish some of the gameplay stuff, they would stay on it for more than 2 seconds. And I'm being really serious here. At this point, I want to see the horse racing shot. Make that 10 seconds. Make that your shining jewel in this trailer. I know this is kind of a story trailer, but you're also showing off a lot of stuff. And this is also filled with tons of little Easter eggs. Bloodworth showed the weather vane on the city shot is the CD Projekt Red logo, which is pretty
Right.
funny. But then, like, randomly, we're just kind of looking through things. The last 3 frames of the underwater scene, there's like right here, there's a giant serpent, and it's a blip in your eye. You have to go freeze frame on that. And there's the one shot with the 3 characters, and the woman on the right's face, the brunette, her face looks so good. I mean, there's so many little things that are just great. The
Breathing fire? Yeah,
it's
dude.
not breathing. I thought the same thing. If you go, it's more like the hand. It's just the angle.
Oh, okay.
And then the crossbow, and then of course this last shot is
CG.
amazing
It's
though.
CG, but it's
Yeah.
mind-boggling.
No, but that
yeah.
That's cool. I mean, that's how I lost my eye. So I have a pretty strong
Crow?
Well,
yes,
I
crow.
want to
I took a crow
recall
to the
your
eye.
agitation with the guy from the Wolfenstein trailer saying, "Oh, I'm on the moon," you know, and you being like, "Oh, what a spoiler!" It's like that's the kind of thing you put at the end of a trailer, where like your mind is like, "Was that what was supposed to happen? Was that a spell someone cast? Was that bird just really angry? Is like some kind of apocalypse happening?" Like
Raises more questions
Just
than
questions.
just answer
That's
something.
the-
right.
yeah.
I like when
Saying.
it shows all the monsters with the boards on their back, because we're seeing a very video gamey moment right there, and it still looks fine, even though all those characters look fairly similar. I know they do some randomization. Some of the text crawls, I think the text crawl goes from generic to awesome to silly. The Sword of Destiny, there are two sides. I thought there are two sides is awesome, and it's like, you are one of them. I think it just sounds really like mouthy and a little awkward. But in general, I really like the vibe of everything I'm seeing here.
Not sure I needed another Geralt introduction. I think we know who Geralt is now. It's kind of weird getting like a Marcus Phoenix introduction and like a Gears of War 3 trailer, or like a Kratos introduction and a God of War 3 trailer. So that was a little cheesy. I love a lot more of the dialogue, and voiceover is always really tough and can easily make a trailer like only so. And I still was just like so damn excited. And it's great that it's not just like a Metal Gear trailer where it's like super boring for the first 8 minutes and then unbelievable for the last 3.
There's also some really good color work here, like some of the horse shot where like it's kind of like that kind of like Disney autumn glaze in the distance, and the part where there's some like purple magic, that kind of like purple haze, just
Oh my gosh,
it really
look at these
really
colors.
draws.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, we're used to seeing nice fire in a way, but like that purple right there, I really really enjoyed it. I'm so glad this game exists and that they're not, you know, you guys watch any of the live stream yesterday? They're not kowtowing to like last gen or stupid pre-order stuff. So, and they're working with Warner for the console ones, and that's really good.
I'm terrified to score this game score this trailer, because then I'm going to keep coming back to it throughout all next week and being like, okay, wait, now Witcher's now down to a 9.2. And then this is now higher than, because I do think the VO was a little bit much. I didn't like for him to have an introduction. Like you were saying, like, it is a little too much of a tease for like what we've already seen so far.
They're also selling this as the gameplay trailer, which is a little, I can see it, but I wish I actually saw a little more real gameplay.
9.2.
That's what I'd give it.
Brother. I was gonna say 9, but oh god, thank you guys. Thank you for making this trailer.
This to me, this is pure hype. I wanted to give this trailer a 9.8, but you know my policy about negative 0.5 points for pre-orders. At the end it says buy.thewitcher.com or something.
The URL's pretty great.
Yeah, don't buy The Witcher yet. I mean, I'm sold on it at this point, but none of us should spend money on The Witcher yet.
Well, if you do buy it, you get into their mobile game,
don't.
and it's DRM free, so then you can totally just pirate it.
You're not helping, right?
So it's a 9.3. You know what? Like, this trailer is so good. This is such a good trailer. It's hard for me to criticize any of it.
And the music is really great. It's not like I'm just very familiar with lots of licensed music libraries that exist in the world, and so I'm always like, oh, that one, I remember that track.
Yeah.
It's just nice to be like, wow, I think this was either written by the guy who wrote the music for the game, or from the game, or representative of something.
I like trailer. It just shows you so much. It shows you like these environments are insane, and it just shows you faces. Sometimes like it's great for a trailer just to show you a face, and all their faces look great.
Are we missing nipples?
Oh my gosh.
Subtract 1.
We never miss nipples.
Like, it's crazy to see that, and then this temple is just so huge. Oh my gosh, it would have been a 9.8, but they told us to buy the game now. So that's a 9.3.
And I'm just being cautious. Again, I don't want to score something too high, and then we get it next week. I'm like,
Well,
I got that Halo trailer. Oh, that Metal Gear
I think this trailer's good, but I want there to be, like when we do our trailer of the show, at this point, I don't want this to even be a nomination.
Whoa.
I want better trailers.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I demand a higher quality, a higher tier. 9.4s and above only.
I don't know if better trailers exist in this trailer.
Well, there's only
trailer
one way
is
to
so
find
huge.
out.
Yeah, okay.
We'll find out on Monday. I'm
Yeah,
so
we'll
excited.
find-
So
yeah.
you're sticking your 9.2.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. Okay, there are so many other trailers that I could just run through really quickly, but I want to focus on 3 and give honorable mention to 1. Dark Souls 2. Ryan, you have 10 seconds. Go.
I'm really excited. There's going to be 3 DLCs. I thought the trailer was a little lackluster, I'm saying lackluster a lot, except for moving poison jars. Oh no!
Some of those environments looked intriguing.
Yeah, totally.
That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm still not going to play it. Dying Light. Oh man, Grappling Hook had a really great trailer.
Great
That's the
trailer.
zombie Techland game.
Yeah.
And really fun. Jumps off the roof at night into a bunch of zombies. What are you doing?
That's a gameplay trailer where I felt more like the gameplay was being represented.
Yeah, that was
Just wanted to
that
put
was
that
a
one point.
gameplay trailer.
Just wanted to
Whereas
put
the
that
other
point
thing
in.
was a lore trailer with gameplay in it.
Great use of music too. I really like that trailer.
Homefront: The Revolution also launched right at the time that Mortal Kombat 10 did, Mortal Kombat X. And the trailer was okay, fun, surprising moments in it, but really just more Homefront. I didn't really get an angle on, like, we're doing this with Homefront. But fun announcement this week, and awesome one to make a week before the show and get the party started early. And I have to point out, if none of you guys have seen the trailers for World of Warplanes and World of Warships, they tie together. My mind was blown. There's a picture that follows a bunch of planes flying in the sky, and then the picture falls in the ocean and then washes up on the beach in the other trailer.
These trailers are super good.
And these are both from Wargaming. I would say they are very good. Super good might be a little too high, just because it's. I mean, all you really do in those games is just fight stuff.
Oh,
so it is
I know,
a good game.
but the trailers themselves are beautiful.
Yeah,
they're definitely
the
worth
music
watching.
the music is really great. The Warplanes one is definitely better than the Warships one. But go wargaming.net. You know, something that usually just brings fun gameplay, and they're like, we just play games online. That's all they do. Actually bringing some heart wrenching trailers. Lots of amazing trailers. Oh my god, I could go on and on. Trailer of the week, Witcher, obviously.
Yeah, if it weren't for The Witcher, though, I would have nominated the Warplanes one. I think that trailer is that good.
And, I mean, wow, just go to gametrailers.com/E3 or click on videos and then trailers on the top and just go nuts because here they come.
And we'll be doing this nightly, right?
Yes, we're going to be doing a Let's All Go to the Trailers. We're going to be recording a Let's All Go to the Trailers episode every night next week. But the first one you're going to be able to actually watch will be on Tuesday. So Monday night, Kyle and maybe Justin Spear or Daniel Bloodworth or Mike Damiani, somebody, and Kyle and myself will be sitting down going over 3 of the biggest announcements or the most conversation-worthy announcements from Monday, and then we'll be doing that again on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. So you'll be getting an episode Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. So if a big trailer comes out on Monday and we don't talk about it until Thursday, we just have to pace ourselves to get through all of the amazing media that we're going to see. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kyle. I could talk forever, but I shouldn't. We will see you on Monday and next week.